Hello, world, and welcome to Drea Vibes. I am your host, Miss Drea Jackson, and this show is my love letter to sound. I sit down and create a safe space for artists and creatives of all types to talk about their sonic roots and any and everything that shaped their taste in sound and talk about their relationship with music. Coming up on this episode of Drea Vibes.
If you want to study an artist, start with Amy, Bob, and Prince. Like, we'll never steer you wrong.
I want to know these things about you because I want to understand why you pierce the way you do with your sound.
Make what feels good to you. Make what you need to hear. Don't be afraid to speak your voice. Don't be afraid to speak your truth. And just believe in yourself. The dream is always and still going to be like global, to be a powerhouse, to continue reaching people, to continue being vulnerable in the music, continue to letting the music speak for itself.
But look at where you are now. You would have never discovered that sound until you let enough out to hear yourself enough to then find exactly what you needed to share.
Actually, no, I think that nigga rocked before I heard that song. I'm so serious.
Today's guest is a living testimony that self-expression is survival. Kennedy Ryon is a soul siren from Atlanta whose music is less about performance and more about presence, commanding hearts with lyrics that speak to healing, freedom, and truth. Her voice holds weight, warmth, and salvation, okay? The kind that lingers in your chest long after the music ends. She's entirely self-taught, guided by her spirit and her story. With over 2 million streams a month and a $40,000 fan-funded tour. Did I say that right? 40 or 60? It's 40? $40,000, my writing. $40,000 fan-funded tour. Kennedy is proving that you don't need this industry machine when you're tapped into your purpose. You don't need this industry machine when you're tapped into your purpose. I had to say it again. All right. So for her, it's never been about the numbers or anything at all. She's pouring straight from her soul, and it's up to the world to catch on. So without further ado, introducing Kennedy Ryon.
I feel like I had to hold back tears on that. That was fucking incredible.
Oh, thank you.
Yeah, hold on. That was fucking incredible. That's why I was up here like, what? Hold on, wait. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. I'm not gonna cry. I'm not gonna cry. I ain't gonna cry.
We're not crying. I ain't not gonna cry. I mean, if we do cry, we can cry. So, Kennedy, if you can just melt into the sea for me, close your eyes. If you can, put your palms to the sky. And we're gonna hold our breathe in for 5 seconds, hold your breath for 5 seconds, and then breathe out.
Oh.
On my count, and we're breathing in for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Hold it for 2, 3, 4, 5. Now we exhale for 2, 3, 4, 5. All right, we're back. We're back.
Much needed.
Back. Okay, I'm going to rip the Band-Aid off. I want you to dig back as far as you can remember and recall and tell me about the first song you remember hearing ever.
Damn. Oh my gosh, hold on.
I know it's something in there. There's something there. It has to be.
I probably can't and I wish I could recall the actual song in itself, but the main thing that pops up is probably a Destiny's Child record.
Period.
Only because I used to study it and still do. I used to study the hell out of Destiny's Child in early elementary school, watching the MTV Awards or the VMAs. I can't remember which one it.
Writings on the Wall? Was it on Writings on the Wall? Say My Name.
Maybe Say My Name. Probably Say My Name or Soldier. I remember being obsessed with that music video too. I need a soldier, but probably a Destiny's
My dad
Child
hated
record.
that music video.
I don't blame mom, but at the same time, it was still fly.
Okay, I love that. I love everything about that. And when you say study, I get what you mean. So when I first started listening to music, it was because we had Walkmans and my mom bought me all the CDs on the end cap. I think back then in Walmart and them would have the black music end caps, right?
Damn.
So she just would buy everything. Monica, the one with the blue cover.
Shout out to your mom. That's crazy.
Yes, Alicia Keys' Diary was on there. Toni Braxton was on there. Brandy, Never Say Never was on there. That's the name of the album. I hope I'm saying it right. Either way, y'all know what I'm
Don't ask me not in this moment. Please don't ask me not.
Say My Name. I studied Say My Name. I love that song. Love that song. But okay, Destiny's Child. We love that. All right, so let's get into square one a little bit. Because You have had quite a journey to get here being like self-taught, but I know your first experiences with music weren't, I wouldn't say they were foreign, but you still had to figure it out.
Mm-hmm.
So can you recall your first time experiencing music in a way that inspired you to create?
Bruh, you fucking these questions, like, I have so much homework to do.
Oh my, it's
It's
okay.
so much, like,
Just breathe
it's
and
not
just
bad, like, these are incredible questions.
oh,
This is really, really good. This is, like, stuff that I need to, like, spend more time sitting and, like, thinking about and, like, processing, but damn, I don't know, I'd probably have to do with hearing, like, a Bob Marley record. Because when I was younger, my dad used to play Bob Marley, like, 24/7 around the house, like, there was no escaping Bob Marley.
Mm.
Also Prince, there was no escaping Prince, and especially when Amy Winehouse came into the picture, there was no escaping, like, Amy Winehouse, but I feel like and still do feel like those 3 artists in particular, like, listening to their music, I don't know, it just kinda, like, evokes something, like, within you. It just, like, it pierces the soul, like, it pierces the
Mhm.
spirit, it, like, makes you think. Even being, like, young and the shit that they were talking about in their music, I'm like, I I don't I haven't, like, at that age, didn't experience it, but it's still just I don't know, and then just hearing their music, like I don't know, I could go in a spiral, but I'm sorry.
It's okay, girl. That's what this is for. It's a safe space.
Thank you.
I want to know these things about you because I want to understand why you pierce the way you do with your sound. And you just answered the question. If you couldn't escape Amy Winehouse, Prince, and Bob Marley, that right there is an insane combination of just like your first introduction to sound
Real
in a way.
I
Okay.
feel like a lot of my artistry, like, to them, like, just studying them, like, from young, like, even just with Amy and Bob and them being vulnerable in their lyrics, with Bob literally being, like, a prophet in his lyrics and the things that he said then still apply to today. It's like,
Mm.
if you wanna study an artist, start with Amy, Bob, and Prince, like, we'll never steer you wrong, like, I'm still just like, "What the fuck?" So, I give all the credit to them, honestly.
Okay. Well, and we gotta give credit to God too.
Of
Yes.
course, of
Yes.
course.
Yes. Yes. All right. Okay. So, what were you using for music discovery back then? Because of course you couldn't escape what was being played around you. But like, did you have your own MP3 player, your own CD case that you would like dig into when you were in your own room under the covers with the headphones on?
I did a lot of, like, YouTube University. I had, like, a knockoff MP3 player probably from, like, Rite Aid or CVS, and I
Okay.
used to go on what is it called? Oh my gosh, and I should not be drawing a blank on this. They gonna take my fucking
Limewire.
card. They gonna take my card. Limewire.
Okay.
Me and Limewire was like this back then.
Everybody
Was
was.
back like this back then. So I literally just go on Limewire. I can't remember how you would do it, like, go on.
Well, you would go on LimeWire, but like with LimeWire, correct me if I'm wrong, y'all. You had to know what you're searching for.
I really should
There
not be
wasn't a
drawing a blank
discover
on this.
page on my was it?
Like, you had to type in the artist name and the song name, yeah.
Exactly. So how are you coming up with the artist names and song names to
This is so crazy. I'm not, like, going back, but this is so crazy to sit within this moment. And I feel like, oh my gosh, I should not be blanking on fucking LimeWire because that shit was like, LimeWire's like
it's
legacy.
the
But
glue for a lot of us?
I think I want to say probably just listening to music like CD tapes, CDs, being on YouTube, and back then I listened to like a lot of like Pink, Gavin DeGraw. The
Oh,
radio never steered me wrong. So if I heard
the
something on the
radio.
radio, just like
Yeah.
over and over again listening to it, maybe going on like Yahoo and probably just typing it in like a Google search, and then just going on LimeWire and just fucking just scrapping shit. I forget
Yeah.
what else I used to use too. I don't know. I don't know.
You was having fun. How many hours would you spend on LimeWire, might I ask?
Ma'am, sun up to sundown. Sun up to sundown.
Okay.
Sun up to sundown. I think the MP3 player that I had, I
You
think
still
you
have it?
probably could have. I wish I did. I fucking wish I still had that MP3 player. I had some good shit on there. I feel like since it was a knockoff, it wasn't like your typical iPod, and it was literally from CVS or like Rite Aid. You probably could only put, and I could be like ODing it. You probably could only put like 200, 300 songs max.
You're right.
So I
The
was like,
storage.
and you have to go through and like delete them. I'd be like, fuck, I don't want to delete this one just to put a new song on that I discovered. Man,
Yeah.
those were the times. I still wish I had that fucking MP3 player. Oh my god.
No, I feel like that would unlock a lot for everybody if I find my old little pink iPod. The slim one. Remember the slim one? You had an iPod?
The tall one like this or the little shuffle?
Honestly, it's okay. We got iPhones now.
Bruh, I didn't have my first iPod till like high school, I want to say. I ain't going. I ain't gonna give Buddy's name out. He was my friend at the time. And I bought an iPod. I think I bought an iPod Touch off of him, probably for like $50. And
That don't sound right.
I remember taking like change to school. Come to find out, make a long story short, it was literally stolen. And the dad and the daughter came to my house, was like, yeah, I have my daughter's iPod Touch says it's here. And I'm like, fuck, bruh, fuck. I remember
Where
I got
you
my
at?
phone
What
taken.
city was Atlanta?
Arnold, Maryland.
Okay.
I was so fucking hot, but that's like a small little yap story.
Okay, hold on. No, but let's get into that really quick. So I know that you're not from Atlanta, but you've kind of lived up in Atlanta. Okay. Where are you born?
Montgomery, Alabama.
Oh, you from the South.
I'm a military brat. Normally when people ask me where I'm from, I be like,
I know, same
because I'm
for
from like
me.
a lot of places, but I normally call like Maryland, Baltimore home because I lived there for about like 9-10 years, I think.
Okay, say less. All right, I know what you mean.
Mhm.
All right, and then after Maryland, Baltimore was Atlanta.
Yeah.
Okay.
I've been in Atlanta like 5 years now, I want to say.
Okay. All right, let's dive back into your music though. So I want to know, what came first? Was it your voice or was it the Yamaha? And you know which Yamaha I'm talking about, right?
The piano.
Yes.
So actually, neither came first because I initially started. I don't talk about it enough. I initially fell in love with dance first because remember I said like I was heavily
exclusively on Drea Vibes.
I initially fell in love with dance first because I used to watch like the MTV Awards, the VMAs, and I was like just heavily like obsessed with watching Destiny's Child. I remember and I was literally just watching this performance like when Beyonce did Get Me Bodied or like Lose My Breath. I remember doing like the routines in the house and like going and like sneaking flower and be like, pff. But like I fell in love with dance first. I think back then I didn't take singing like as seriously. Singing to me was like, and I also I didn't understand my singing voice. To me back then, like it was just like something fun to do, just like la la la, sing around the house. We'll get in trouble for singing too much. But
Yeah.
then I was like, okay, I fell in love with dance first. I think in 5th grade I did like dance classes. I remember I had like a solo to Black Eyed Peas, Let's Get It Started.
Okay, you were snapping it.
I was snapping. I really enjoyed dance though. And then after 5th grade we moved to like the Eastern Shore, which is like terribly country, like boonies, like cow manure, like field. There's like
In
nothing
Maryland.
out there. Eastern Shore, Maryland, yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
And there's like nothing to do. So I was like, fuck, well, I can't do dance anymore. I don't have my dance teacher. And I was like, I guess I'm just gonna start taking music seriously. And before I had the Yamaha, I had some like, my dad had got me a rinky-dink piano from like Goodwill, I think. And I played the fuck out of that piano like so much that literally one day, I literally would like go to school, come home from school, go to YouTube and literally type in a song and like just play, like try to play piano because I can't read music. So I would try to play it by ear. And then one day, like the back of the piano plug like sparked and the piano like caught on fire. And then I think,
what?
I'm so serious. I played the fuck out of the piano. And then like a few months later, I think it was like my birthday, and my dad had surprised me with a Yamaha YPG 235.
All right.
And that was like the start of like everything.
Beginning.
Literally the start of the beginning. I didn't stop playing that piano. I think I had like a Nokia at the time and would just like play and like write and like play around.
What was the first song you tried to play on that piano?
Oh, fuck. This is going to be embarrassing, but probably a Gavin DeGraw record.
That's not embarrassing.
I think Chariot, probably Chariot.
Oh my gosh. That's Marshall's music.
I was so obsessed with that man. Like terrible. It's embarrassing to say that today, but
Wait, is he canceled or something?
he's a Trump supporter.
Oh.
Like heavily.
Never mind. That's why you said.
That's why I was like, it's not
Anyways.
embarrassing, but
Okay, so on that Nokia, who's calling my phone? You were recording songs on that Nokia
I surely was.
for a long time.
I was.
Pretty much for like up until you took a break from music, right?
I want to say I recorded on the Nokia from like middle school up until probably like 8th grade, 9th grade. I think 9th or 10th grade is when I got my first iPhone, and then I ran it up on the iPhone too with like voice recordings. But that
You had the headphones with the cord
have
on
the
them
Nokia
and the mic.
too. Yep.
You still have the Nokia?
I do, of course. I couldn't throw
Do
that
you
shit.
ever revisit those recordings?
No, ma'am, I do not.
Are they still on there?
Yes, they are. I think I
Oh.
revisited like I want to say like 2 or 3 years ago. I put like just like short content out about it. It's like it's like nice to go back and reminisce and listen to it, but it's also like for me just like cringy.
Yeah.
I'm like, fuck, why did I choose that? Why did I choose that note change? Why did I choose some chords?
You
What the fuck
can't
was I
do
talking about?
that.
But it's still beautiful nonetheless. It's just like
Yes.
I can't.
The cringe factor.
Exactly.
Okay, I get that. You're right. I get the cringe factor. But look at where you are now. You would have never discovered that sound until you let enough out to hear yourself enough to then find exactly what you needed to share. You know?
True.
um, okay. If you could go back to that young girl though that was recording on that Nokia, what would you say to her today? And she's right there. You say it right there.
Oh my gosh. I would tell her to just continue, like, even though I say in bloom, like, come out of your room so you can shine, but actually, like, thinking back now, like, appreciate being able to escape in those moments, continue making music. I would even say this now, like, make what feels good to you, make what you need to hear. Don't be afraid to speak your voice, don't be afraid to speak your truth, and just believe in yourself. Just believe in yourself. That's like the root of it. Believe in yourself, because I needed to hear that when I was younger, and it's yeah.
Ding. All right, last question, then we're gonna get to some fun. So I know you had took a break from music for a while before you came back in like 2021. Was there a particular song, moment, or experience that kind of really triggered that pivotal moment for you?
Damn, Drea, what the fuck? What the
Hey.
fuck?
Hi. What the hell?
Your questions are what the fuck? What the fuck? I feel like I'm about to take an hour thinking about this because I don't. This is crazy.
But okay, so my questions also aren't like think too deep. It's
Yeah.
more like what comes to your chest, what comes to your mind when I ask you that. Like that'll help you pull it out.
The first song that made me like want to pursue music again
Yeah.
after coming out of that. Jesus Lord.
One of them had to hit hard enough. That's what I'm getting at.
I know at one point I did listen to Solange, Cranes in the Sky, like heavily,
Okay.
but this is gonna sound like I think like back then, not even I think back then, I know back then I was just like heavily just dissociated, like not me at all. So as much as I want to be like, it was this song, I can't really say because I was just so disconnected from self. Like honestly, just kind of like floating, just going through life.
Yeah.
If I could say it probably would have been like a Bob Marley, Amy Winehouse record. Could I tell you in this moment like exactly which one? No,
No.
but I feel like listening to them just always brought me back to surface. But I was far gone. Like this is why I be like, your questions are fucking like heavy hitters. What the fuck? But
Girl,
I don't know. I don't know.
it's
I
all
don't
part of
know
your
what
story.
song brought me out of that. I don't know in this moment. I'm sorry.
It's okay. No, that was a good enough answer. It's all part of your story. All right, now the section sound palette. It's the very fun section where I get to play all of my like weird games. This show actually kind of started because I would like be thinking of these things and I'm like, I need a show about this. All right, but the first thing I want to do actually, I want to read you some lyrics and I'm gonna ask you how you what comes to mind or what do you feel when I read these?
Okay.
Okay. Friends are falling off, talking shit for no reason. I already know who it is. I already know who it is. Checking all my locks because it's robbing season. Put it in my Louis bag. Don't damn my handwriting sucks.
No, it
Put it in
doesn't.
my Louis bag. Don't let it overflow. Move it in, ship it out. Tell me if they want some more. Cause I got the something is coming for them now. Sorry. I can't read my handwriting. It's Louis bag by Yeba.
It's fucking Yeba, and Yeba is the goat. Yeba is the goat. Yeba is the goat. That song always gets me in my feels. And I feel like it's just like the vibration in it, the soul and the emotion. Like you can just hear it in her voice, but even if you can't just like hear it, you just feel it. It's just raw.
Yeah.
It's real. I think it's talking about just like leaving people behind, leaving them where they're at.
Mm-hmm.
She's the fucking goat. Like that song just, I'd be like, how the fuck did you get that download? Why didn't I get that?
Well, I know that you had you have a song about this, an instance where you were robbed before.
Fuck Chris.
Was this before you heard this song or after?
I think after. I think after. After I heard that song, I wrote Chris's song. I'm pretty sure.
Well, after you heard the song, did the incident happen, or did it happen before you heard the song? I know I'd be asking some real specific questions.
Actually, no, I think that nigga robbed me before I heard that song. I'm so serious.
Hmm.
I think that was in like 2021, 2022, maybe like late 20. No, it was like late 2021, like September, November time around then. And I don't think I heard Yeba maybe until like a year, 2 years after that. But yeah, fuck Chris.
That's crazy.
Fuck
Oh, you
Chris.
know who it was?
Fuck Chris. I don't know him personally. It was like I literally just went on Facebook Marketplace one day because
You saw your shit?
he stole $200 from me. He sold me a broken TV, but I still have to take like accountability for this because I wasn't like smart enough at the time. I was just starting out like flipping furniture on Facebook Marketplace because I just decided like
She
stop
was hustling.
hustling, okay, hustling. But I didn't know any better at the time, so it's like it's not all on Buddy. It's still messed up, but my thing is I met him, which is also crazy. He gave me his address. I met him outside of his like gated apartment community, and it was like a 70-inch like Samsung TV.
It's a big
So he
TV.
like opens the trunk, and I'm like something just doesn't feel right. Like it wasn't even about like a safety thing. I was like, I don't think I should be buying this TV. Like something's wrong, but I didn't listen. And he literally opens the trunk. We're pulling the TV out, and I'm hearing like tinkering, and I'm like, I don't think TVs are supposed to sound like that, but I just keep telling myself like, okay, it's a 70-inch, maybe because it's bigger, like the screen's made of like a different like plasma or something. So I'm like, okay, whatever. We load, we load the TV into the back of my car. And at that point too, I had taken my phone out of my pocket, and I think I put my phone like also in the back of the trunk. So as we're loading it in, I didn't realize until after I got back to my storage unit, he stole my cell phone. And then I get to the storage unit. Again, this is my bad. I should have done this. I didn't like, he sent me pictures and he sent me videos of the TV, but I was like so excited to like make a sale and like pay my bills. I was like, okay, the TV works, like it's fine, it's on. He sent me a video. It was someone else's video, come to find out after the fact. So I get to my storage unit, I plug the TV in, and the screen is like completely cracked. I've paid this man $200 and he stole my phone. So I'm like,
hell no.
but Chris, thanks,
Hell
Chris.
nah.
But lesson learned. I should have just plugged the TV in. Next time, I know not to just trust somebody on that. Like, actually meet you like at your spot and plug the TV in type shit.
Fuck Chris. All right, next we're gonna play a couple games. So I want you to tell me about a song that you think nobody knows, an undiscovered gem, a sonic bloom, might I add or say? Okay, what's something you want to put the world onto?
First thing that comes to mind, Camilla Covington. Kia. I think the song's called Kia or White Kia. Her like her cadence in the song, her melody choices. She's like, oh, I can't read, but the melody choices, her writing is impeccable, and I think she just has like a unique voice. Camilla Covington, White Kia. I wanted to like keep that one for myself because she's incredibly talented. But,
hey, don't do that.
but not like that. It's like I want to keep the song to myself a little bit because the song is like literally incredible. The melodies on it are incredible. Just her vocal inflections, her choices that she does. The bridge is insane. The second verse is crazy, but Camilla Covington nonetheless.
Next, I have a little scene. I'm going to narrate, and you're going to close your eyes and place your palms up again and melt into the seat, okay? I'm going to give you, like, the title of the scene,
Okay.
and you're just going to take that with me or with you as I read out, and at the end, I'm going to ask you a question, and I want your most immediate answer, no matter what. Don't overthink it.
Okay.
All right, breathe out. You ready? All right, the scene is called The Storm. All right, the rain is thumping against the glass, hard and steady, like the police are trying to get in. You're wrapped in a blanket, hoodie is snug. You're sitting in a beanbag by the window with a warm mug and heavy, heavy thoughts. The room is dimly lit with flickering candlelight, and it's just past sunset. Even in the quiet, the pressure still finds you. The weight of being watched, rising, and becoming. What song is playing as you sit with the storm?
The first one that comes to mind, this is gonna sound like so against me, but Amy Winehouse, Wake Up Alone.
Okay. I need to go listen to that. I haven't heard that one. You can open your eyes now. You're back. You're back. When's the last time you listened to that song? And why?
It's probably been a while. Sorry, Amy too. maybe I'd probably say
Why'd you apologize to Amy?
because Amy is the GOAT, bruh. Amy's the GOAT. Like you can't go at least one day without listening to fucking Amy Winehouse. But I'd probably say maybe like at max like 5, 6 months. That's just kind of like a song that you just go back to. It's like a song that I go back to just to kind of like to cry, to like feel. But that also is just like a song. All of her music is like very raw and just very vulnerable. But that's just the first thing that comes to mind.
Okay, we'll take that. All right, now we're gonna get into a little bit of story time. I'm gonna ask you 2 to 3 questions in this, and just reflect naturally.
Okay.
So, let's rewind about 2 years back. Where were you emotionally, creatively, and spiritually?
Damn. Emotionally, I was trying to come back out of being in that abusive relationship, still healing, trying to understand myself. Um, so emotionally, musically, angry. I had a lot of shit to say, a lot I wanted to get off my chest.
Mm-hmm.
Journaling kind of like wasn't, I just feel like music is just a way for me to, music is really just like my own personal journal, but I felt like I didn't know how to like deal with my emotions. I didn't know how to sit and process things. Oh my gosh, that's such a great question. I would say like emotionally, yeah, just trying to understand myself, who I was, still trying to like with music, figure out who I am as an artist, figure out my style, like my sonics, writing, being okay with being vulnerable in my music. Um yeah.
Okay. I love that. Now this next question is gonna kind of bridge out of that. So, over these last 2 years, what signs have you seen? What signals have really showed you and proved to you that you were validated in what you believed that was possible for you?
I'd say I see a lot of cardinals like 24/7.
Really?
Damn near every single day. I saw a cardinal.
Like the bird?
I see a cardinal
I don't
every
even know
single
bird
day.
names for real.
222. I see 222 every single, like this entire tour. I've seen 222. Um,
Mm.
I don't know. Those two things just make themselves prevalent, like on a constant basis, like every single day.
What number stop are y'all on?
4, 4,
Okay.
5,
So and you have how many stops? 8 or 9?
8.
Yeah. Okay. All right. Breeze on through this one. What's the most unforgettable fan experience you've had thus far in these last 4 stops? Because I know the fans are raving about you.
Bro, all of them. I'd say the main thing that like still crazily catches me by surprise is when like supporters bring me like something that they've created with their own bare hands, like, and just thinking about the time that they've spent. Someone yesterday had brought me uh a frame, and the frame was heavy. The a drawing he did himself. One of my supporters knows I'm like I love Toy Story down. It's one of, aside from Coraline, Toy Story is one of like my favorite anime movies. She got me a Toy Story blanket, like a custom Toy Story blanket with my name on it.
That's
fucking love
fire.
Amy Winehouse, and I've been saying for like the longest I wanted at least like one of the two Amy Winehouse Funkos, just like keeping, brought me a,
She has a Funko?
like she brought me an Amy Winehouse Funko, or even just like, it's, I have to stop saying it's wild because I don't want to continue affirming and like it's wild, it's wild in a good way. It's like wonderful, but just like that outpouring of love.
Yeah.
I gotta stop saying it's wild. It's wonderful. And like I can't get emotional about it like now, or even just seeing like day ones, literally from like day one, and like coming to the concert and being like,
Yeah.
I'm like, it's just so good to see people in person. But I'm really like, I'm a yapper, but I'm like, I'm trying to take all of it in, like, and process it. It's just, it's so wild and it's so beautiful to like,
And off those Ordina ring.
very, very, it's just like, oh my God.
Tapped into your purpose, girl. Okay. All right. Last 2. How has your dream changed since you're living it?
Damn.
I feel like I'm punching you in the gut with these questions.
You really are. I was like, I had a shit ton of homework that I need to do. I would say the dream hasn't necessarily changed. Um, I think I'm realizing more so what like comes with that dream, like the sacrifices, I would say. But the dream hasn't changed. The dream is always and still going to be like global, to be a powerhouse, to continue reaching people, to continue being vulnerable in the music, continuing to letting the music speak for itself. I don't care for the fame. I don't care for none of that, the money. But I'd say just the dream hasn't changed. But what I'm starting to now like get used to, I guess what I am get they come off as like ignorant. What I still haven't like put two and two together is understanding I can't just go to like Goodwill anymore. I can't go to like Target anymore. I can't like go on frolic. I'd be like, I'm about to go in public and like wear like a hijab over my face. We can only just like see my eyes. But the dream,
But then your hair gonna be poking out.
oh, I'm coming out too. I wear sunglasses, but I think that is something that I'm like holy shit, also processing. Because to me, I'm still just. This sounds good. Everyone's all say, to me, I'm regular. I'm me. I'm like Kennedy.
Yes.
So like
You are.
that aspect is like processing that is like crazy, but not to yet. But the dream is never going to change. I think just what phones hold.
Okay. Last question. What are you holding close and what's keeping you grounded right now? As much as possible. Not gonna cry. I'm not gonna cry.
Um, really just holding on to. I'm whatever.
It's gonna launch by Maris. You're okay. It's okay. You're doing your best to say. When was the last time you felt grounded? Be honest there.
It's been a minute.
Okay. So maybe you got a little more homework to do. It's okay. Next time we have a conversation, we're gonna pick back up that same question. Now you can breathe for a second. You get to ask me a question and then we're out.
Oh my gosh, sorry.
If you don't stop apologizing,
You got niggas like really thinking of this. But I'm also like, I'm tired. I'm like, thank you so much. I'm like 2 days away from my periods. I'm like, fuck. Oh gosh. All right. Like, what made you want to like start and cultivate this space, and how do you continue cultivating that? I would also say too, since I'm trying to figure it out for myself, what keeps you grounded, what keeps you, what keeps you going, and what keeps you like moving the needle.
okay, I'll answer in reverse. The question, no, the thing that keeps me grounded and moving the needle is when I get this question almost every single time at the end of a show. And what made me start this is because I think, not only I think, I know at the end of the day, I would have had more confidence in trying something I wasn't really good at. I would have been an artist, but I didn't take that route for myself. I played the piano too by ear. Like I had those fun times. I played the flute. I sang in church and stuff like that, but I never actually learned how to get good, and I never actually heard my sound the way that I should hear it. I've always just been singing from the throat or just like imitating artists. So I'm just like, how do I emotionally trigger someone to get something out of them that is irreplaceable? We're our own unique instruments at the end of the day. So your sound is one that is one I've never heard before, just like her sound, my sound, exactly. But you got yours out in a way that like it's you fully let it out. And I think a lot of music is missing the full output of the body of music and the body of sound. So that's a TLDR. But yeah, I'm grounded with this. And that's why I told you earlier when we were in the bathroom, like this is my therapy. And every single time I get frustrated that people don't see the vision, once I sit down with the artist and talk to them the way that I do and with the perspective that I have, they get it. And then I get it. Not they get it, but the fans get it. And then it goes from there.
Well, it definitely shows other people. Thank you for having
Thank
us.
you.
Very, very, very much. Thank you.
You're welcome.
This I have so much fucking homework to do. You're like incredible at what you do. These questions, your energy, your aura. I'm like, I have to go and sit and have like a therapy session with myself after. Oh,
Look, hopefully all great things. All right, Kennedy Ryan has been a pleasure. Like I have said already, this woman is a generational talent, y'all. Please let that sound resonate within you. I'm telling you, I don't care if you don't listen to soul music. I don't care if all you listen to is to rock. She is one of a kind. And it's been a pleasure to have you here today. Thank you. Peace out.
Okay, quick flips, and then we got.